We're here with the second installment of Dude, It's Football. We are here with the second installment of Dude, It's Football. Joined today by Blue Gatorade, Fake AirPods, and Maxwell Torrens, a fantasy guru.
Also happens to be a Browns fan.
Yeah. We're going to start with a review of the last week of football.
Well, the Browns beat the Ravens. Pretty high on that. Deshaun Watson is out for the rest of the season, so he did beat the Ravens with a season-ending injury. Went 14 for 14 in the second half.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was worth it.
It was worth the 1-1.
To beat the Ravens, yeah, it was worth it.
It was worth it. Now you're not even going to make the playoffs, but your quarterback's out for the season.
It was worth it to beat the Ravens, trust me when I say it.
All right, well, we also talked about the Bills firing their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Rough. Whose fault is it? His fault or Josh Allen?
I think it's both.
I think the blame can be put on both of them.
But I think when you've had an offensive coordinator for so long, same guy running the same BS plays where it's just like, let's get Diggs over top and then not look at anyone else. He has one read and then throw it to the out on the running back. It's going to get figured out. So I'm not really surprised that it's happened. I'm just shocked how bad the Bills are. Because just an offensive coordinator can't make it 5-5. It's got to be part of the team too. But that team should not be 5-5. I mean, they were projected to be in the top of the playoffs going into the Super Bowl.
Just very undisciplined. Very undisciplined.
Josh Allen just throws the ball. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Stefan's not just down there anymore.
There's no ball control. There's no discipline.
I mean, they're just fumbling the ball, running to the end zone.
Right.
James Cook just drops the ball.
Yeah. And Josh Allen has been the most interceptions in the NFL for 6 years straight. Let that sink in. 6 years straight.
More than Dak Prescott, and that is hard to do.
It's hard to do, and we've been calling this guy an MVP candidate. I got to say, it's the Madden curse again, all over.
That's true. I mean, every year it seems to find its trickle its way into a team's locker.
It has never not happened. Every single season. We can go into the history of that, but that would be a whole other rabbit hole. We'll go with Booms this week, who we think is going to do great. My pick here, I would say Keaton Mitchell versus the Bengals at home. I think after John Harbaugh got kind of called out for not giving him the ball in the second half, he's going to be under a little bit of pressure to give him some snaps, so I think he's going to be getting a lot of snaps. And John Harbaugh is going to do that as a way to be like, he's not that great. That's why I wasn't giving him snaps. So he's going to force the ball to him. I don't think Keaton Mitchell is going to react to that immediately, but I still think he's going to have a good game.
We were recording this on Wednesday, or Thursday. The Ravens do play tonight, so if he does good, it's not we didn't record it after.
Yeah.
I have any Jags receiver versus the Titans.
Why do you have that game?
Zay Jones has been arrested.
A lot of very undisciplined NFL players around in the NFL.
It's like a signature NFL thing.
And it's always the guys who are like not there yet.
And you know what? He played for the Raiders. I'm just saying, maybe it's a correlation.
It's part of their philosophy. I think it's part of their philosophy. But I don't understand why it's always the guys who are like not there yet in their NFL career who are getting into trouble.
Ray Rice he was right there.
Right there, that's what I'm saying. They're always right there.
And he gets a boom. Like,
you got to keep your hands down. You got to keep your hands down. Yeah. All right. What's your boom?
I've got Noah Brown versus the Cardinals. Nico Collins was out last week. He's going to be out again this week. I think he will. Noah Brown's had 20 points.
25 plus.
25 plus 2 weeks in a row. And the Cardinals suck. Yeah, they're really bad. The Cardinals suck. So they'll probably go in and put up big numbers, and I think Noah Brown will probably help produce.
Yeah, I agree. They've been finding him. He's like a hybrid, like a tight end wide receiver hybrid. He's a big guy. He knows when to get over top. He knows when to stay underneath and get the check downs. He's a good player. I think he's pretty good. He's a good rookie.
Moving the bus right now.
We have one more boom.
Oh, we do have
one. Why don't you keep it quiet, please? Tony Pollard versus Panthers. I expect greatness. Actually, I think this will be his game. I think this will be the game that he finally has the boom, because he hasn't had the boom yet.
I hate to say it, but I just disagree. He's not an end zone finder. They're a very pass first offense, and I just don't see him going off here against the Panthers.
Name one player on the Panthers defense besides Brian Burns.
He's been called out.
Jeremy Chin. Yeah.
Jeremy Chinn's been in the league for 15
yeah.
plus years.
Yeah. But I named him, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
I looked you in your eyes and I named him.
That's
Gabe.
not enough for me. Yeah, not. I think
Right.
I like the call out there. Bad evidence.
But what position does Brian Burns play? He plays on the D-line.
D-line.
They have nobody in that second.
Like Gage just said, he's been in the league for 15 years. I think he's probably about a break and a half.
They're going to go exactly. He plays in the secondary. They're going to throw it a lot. Not going to run it. What did they do against the Giants? They threw it a lot. Didn't run it.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see.
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, I have Tony Pollard getting the ball a lot because they know they're gonna beat the Panthers.
They knew they were going to.
No, I don't think they did know they were gonna beat the
come
Giants.
on. They have a
I
third.
don't.
They have Danny DeVito at quarterback.
I know, but I
They have
don't
Danny
think
DeVito.
this. Okay, hold on.
A short, fat white
Hold
guy
on. Give me a
who's
second
Italian.
here. Give me a second here. I think the Cowboys are getting disrespected. I think the Cowboys. This may actually be their year. That is my hot take. This may actually be their year. It's a hot take, but I'm willing to put it out there.
We've been saying that every year
No.
since Dak was drafted.
I haven't been saying that, but I'm saying this year is when I'm finally seeing the Cowboys put it together. They're putting it together.
There is no way that the Cowboys are going to put
The
it together.
two competition that they have faced, they lost to the Eagles because they couldn't produce a game-winning drive because of penalties and lack of discipline, and they got their butts whooped by the 49ers.
Whoops. Gold spanking. Old
40,
fashioned.
they scored less points than the Texas Rangers scored runs that week. 10 points, and the Rangers scored 11 runs. It's a two competition they got to play,
Hey.
and they got whooped by both of them.
Hold on.
You're telling me they can beat both of them and go to the...
We're getting to the second half of the season. This is when teams start to turn wins into championships. And the Cowboys are on a roll, and they have an easy schedule. They've played their hard teams already.
Pause it.
Shut up.
Sorry. Spanish can wait.
Keep it up. I don't care. Exactly.
I mean, you're
That's
gonna
what
get
we're gonna get interrupted. We're gonna have ears.
You're gonna get hated.
People are going to be all over us. They're going to want to silence us. It's okay. We're not going to be silenced. I refuse.
We're gonna go to a bus now. I've got my own quarterback, sadly, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He is.
I mean, if you
not-
have him in your fantasy league, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, unless you're playing in a 32-man fantasy league,
Horrible take.
you should probably drop him. and
Horrible
pick up
take.
Any other quarterback.
Horrible take. Horrible take. It's this guy's chance. It's his time. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Dorian Thompson-Robinson will become a starter in the NFL, and I'm not kidding. I say that with my full heart. This guy was a legend at UCLA. He came in on like week 1 or 2 against the Ravens, playing the best defense in the league.
Did what?
He did nothing. But that's not my point. Just let me finish, please. Just let me finish. Skip. You gotta let me finish here. He had the hardest job. Maybe one of the hardest jobs in sports to go in, not even know the playbook. No one thought this guy was going to start. He comes in, plays horrible. I will agree with you. He played horrific. Only threw checkdowns. Couldn't make a pass. But what would you do on your first game against the Ravens? I don't think anybody is going to be able to do that. So I want to see what this guy can do against not as good of a team, against now that he's had 9-10 weeks
I would just
in,
like to point
he's
out-
understanding the playbook. Go ahead.
I would just like to point out two things. One, Deshaun Watson's first game against the Ravens, he balled out.
Deshaun Watson has been playing football this whole year. And Deshaun Watson's not a rookie. It's completely different. It's a horrible analogy. DTR is a rookie.
All year.
He's been in the room all year. But
Anyways, my second point. If you actually watch the Ravens-Browns game, you would see it's not a lack of not knowing where the receivers are going, not being comfortable. There were times when he wasn't comfortable, and you could see that. But there were times when he had all day in the pocket, and he overthrew his receiver by 20 yards.
He's a rookie.
Sitting duck.
You got to give him a shot.
You can't overthrow a receiver by 20 yards and expect to be good.
Tell me this year what rookie came in on their first game and played amazing. And don't even say CJ Stroud. And don't say Bryce Young. Don't say any of them. Give me one.
CJ
CJ
Stroud.
Stroud.
Not in his first game.
What do you mean?
Oh, in his first game, he was okay, but he was nothing special. He played good. He threw his checkdowns.
Right.
He knew that he was going to be the starter.
Nothing special. What did Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
Dorian Thompson-Robinson did not know he was going to be the starter.
Opposite of
I agree.
He was especially
Shake my hand on
bad. He was
that.
especially
Shake my
bad.
hand on that. He was especially bad. But this is my whole point.
We gotta
He's-
move on.
No,
We still
we
have
don't.
a
This is going to be a vengeance game for DTR. Expect greatness. And when it happens, don't come back to me saying, oh, I called it. No, because no, you didn't. I called it.
So what's the difference between the Ravens defense and the Steelers defense?
The Ravens and the Steelers defense?
Yeah.
The Steelers
Steelers
have.
have almost.
Not-
It's not
not-
as good. It's not as good.
They have a
not
better
as
D
good.
line. The Steelers do have a better D line.
And,
But they don't
and
have
if
a-
you're complaining about time to throw in the pocket, then that is.
That's
gonna
not
be
what I'm complaining about. I think DTR is going to be ready.
Okay.
I think he's going to be
Okay.
ready.
All right.
Hear me out.
I got a bust for this week. I got Matthew Stafford versus the Seahawks. I mean, Puka Nacua, good receiver.
He's questionable, though.
He's questionable. Couldn't play. I don't know. I like the Seahawks defense. I like Bobby Wagner holding down the middle. I like that Seahawks defense, and I like Matthew Stafford did not do good.
Stafford
Okay, wait, can I
coming
just
off
say
an
something?
injury too. He's
Right.
coming off an
Can I
injury.
just say something? I agree with everything except the Bobby Wagner over the middle. I watched a football game with Bobby Wagner playing in it, and this guy looked like he looked like an 85-year-old grandfather out there playing football. I mean, I'm watching the game with him. He doesn't believe it.
Top 5, top 8 linebacker.
Not right now. All time I agree, but not right now. This guy's washed. He came back to his old team
Okay,
because
okay.
he knows they like him. He knows he doesn't have to try. He's just collecting a paycheck. I'm telling you. This guy, he
realize-
drops back.
You really think that's Pete Carroll's way of doing things? Because I don't.
I don't think it is either. But who's going to stop Bobby Wagner? I'm not stopping a 6'4" guy who has the muscles like a steroid abuser.
Exactly, and you also know who's not stopping Bobby Wagner? Matthew Stafford.
I agree.
Then
But
I don't see what your problem
my
is.
point-
I'm
I'm just saying-
contradicting my take.
my
I think my
point-
take was perfectly fine.
No.
I think my take on Bobby Wagner was great. I think, okay, he doesn't have the athletic ability he had 6 years
Exactly.
ago.
He doesn't.
But he still has the mindset. In fact, he's probably even smarter. He
I agree.
probably-
I agree.
Matthew Stafford's
I
right.
agree.
Matthew Stafford's looking this way. He's going this way.
I agree. I want you to just calm down for a second. You just proved my point. He doesn't have the athletic ability to make the same plays he was making 6 years ago. Listen. I know. Listen though. So if he wants to drop back and he knows, okay, Matthew Stafford, this is my read. I know he's going to throw it right here. He can't get there as fast as he could anymore. This is what I was watching on the big screen. This is what I was watching on the big screen. He's not going to already be there. Matthew Stafford is a vet. Matthew Stafford knows how to work around a middle linebacker. I think it's an okay take. I don't like saying Bobby Wagner's gonna. No, this guy's washed. He's nothing special. I like Patrick Queen over him. I like Roquan Smith over him any day.
Unbelievable.
I don't like Patrick Queen over. I like
Patrick Queen.
I like
over him.
Roquan over him, but I don't know about Patrick Queen.
Patrick
Wait,
Queen.
really quick. Did you guys even notice Khalil Mack's on the Chargers?
Yeah, it's been nothing for 2 years.
Because I didn't even notice that.
Game this year. Something like that.
He had what?
6 sacks in one game.
This year.
Yes, this year.
Wow, that guy's
You
still top
know
dog.
he did it against the Cowboys.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you know what Dak Prescott did back-to-back weeks?
You want to know what he did against the Cardinals?
Threw for 400
He
yards.
could go against the Cardinals.
Threw for 400
Well,
yards.
look at the teams he played. The Giants.
I told you they have an easy schedule. This is why I'm saying it's their year. And when I say that this is their year,
They played.
Gatorade bottle.
They
Cut it out.
played. They played the
When I'm
the
saying-
Seahawks, the Eagles,
Excuse me.
the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions in their last 7 weeks.
excuse me. When I'm saying that this is their year, don't get me wrong, I still hate the Cowboys. They're not winning a Super Bowl. But I'm saying this is their year to not get bounced out in the first round. Do you not agree with that?
All right, let's move on.
Just no. We cannot move
We don't
on.
have the Cowboys for 10 minutes.
We cannot move on from this. The Cowboys are a huge
We gotta
topic.
move on. We do have to.
Let me answer this question. If the Cowboys play somebody like a wild card team, like let's say maybe.
Here's the thing, though.
not
They're
gonna win
not
the division.
winning their division. They're right now they're slated to play the 49ers. You want to know what they did against the 49ers? I can pull it up for you. They lost 42-10.
It's the beginning of the year.
George Kittle had 3 touchdowns.
And George Kittle hasn't done that since. Just letting you know.
Right, exactly. So
Exactly,
clearly
so the
that
teams
defense is
are
bad.
different.
Clearly that defense is bad.
Calling the Cowboys defense bad is a joke. You can't sit here and look at me and say
They
that.
gave up 28 points to the Cardinals.
Why are we moving on?
28 points to the
We
Cardinals.
need to discuss this. This is serious.
20 points to the Rams. 17 points to the Giants.
They're
They
still
suck.
winning these
They gave
football
up
games.
two touchdowns to a team that before that
At the
had
end of the
6
day,
touchdowns
at
all
the end of
season.
the day, the Browns only beat the Ravens by 1 and they let up 30 points. So, what's your point?
I don't think the Browns are good. And they only let up 23.
And I don't think
they only let up 23.
They let up 30 points in total.
One was a pick 6. Thank
That's
you very
still
much.
points.
The Browns defense
That's
did not
still
let up
points.
30 points.
That's a football team is still points. You don't just disclude the defensive
Yeah,
points. It's
we
still
were
points.
talking about defense.
I know, but we're not going to just disclude points. Points count. Points are on the board. They're on there at the end of the game.
Yeah, but the defense only gives up a certain amount of points.
Agreed, but I mean, I don't really see what your point is here. We're going to move on. We're going to move on.
I've only been saying it for 10 minutes. All right.
Geno Smith versus the Rams, bust. I guess both quarterbacks are just not going to play good is what we've been picking up. It's probably going to be a dogfight of garbage if you ask me. Both those teams are like just straight bottom of the barrel mid. Like I don't think they're anything above average, anything below average. Like these guys are just they're not good. They don't have a superstar. Did you guys agree with me on that? There's not a superstar in that field.
I think
DK Metcalf.
DK
you could say
Metcalf
is a
is a-
superstar.
I think he's having a very subpar
I
year.
think
though.
Kenneth Walker is getting close
I think
to
he
being a
will be there.
superstar.
I think he will be there.
I think there are some guys on the Seahawks defense,
But
like
they're not there yet.
Witherspoon.
But they're not there yet.
I gotta agree with Jack. I think
They're not there yet.
DK is
Okay.
He's not a superstar. They're not there
I'm
yet.
just saying they've got some stars. Maybe
Okay,
not
but,
superstars.
that's what- and my
Okay, well,
question
we'll
was
talk about
superstars.
maybe the best defensive lineman of all time.
Aaron
Oh,
Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Okay, yeah, that's a superstar there. But he's taking steroids.
Cooper Kupp's also a superstar.
I agreed, but
I wouldn't say it's a very high,
It's like
high explosive.
you get what I'm
offensive
saying,
game.
though, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not like a top 10. Like it's not like someone's going to be able to just win this game for them. It's kind of like a well-rounded. I think it'll be a decent game. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both these quarterbacks have struggles because of how the defenses play. Both of the defenses are pretty decent, especially the Seahawks. So I'm expecting a good game there. We definitely need to check out these power rankings again. Ravens definitely went down because of that Browns loss. but
I'm so lost about how we beat the Lions by almost 30 points, 30 plus
Yeah.
points, and the Lions are 4 and Ravens are 5.
I'm not understanding that either, and I'd like some clarity. Do you have
I
any?
mean, I'm gonna write an email to the NFL. I'm gonna do it.
I think every team has bad weeks. I think if you want to say that, then I mean, like, I don't think the Cowboys should be under the Dolphins. The Dolphins haven't beat a team with a winning record all year.
The Dolphins have an explosive offense, but can that get it done?
Not to mention,
Jack also thinks that the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
I did not say that, and I just literally went back on that.
Roll the
I
clip.
didn't say that.
Roll the clip.
Yeah.
Roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
Nope. I think the Cowboys. This may actually be their year.
I'm going to roll that clip.
Okay.
We will roll
It's
that.
fine.
clip.
Well, at one point I want to make. As you said, every team has losing weeks. Agreed. One thing I want to point out is when the Ravens lost to the Browns, I didn't think of that as a losing week. I just thought the Browns played out of their mind.
The second half they did.
The second half they did. I mean, that was a crazy comeback. Stefanski, I don't know why he's still there, but that was a good one.
That was.
was a good one.
They really.
And that's
really
the
just
potential.
right there. You figured out how to beat Lamar Jackson. That's just you have to keep him off the field.
That's true.
That is
But-
the only way that you can beat the Ravens. Is
Stefanski-
I'm still
Stefanski-
talking. Thank you very much. But I think if you look at the Ravens versus Browns game, you have to be seriously concerned with the Ravens second half because that was a meltdown.
I agree.
And that was
I agree.
really bad.
I agree.
And, and that is not how you win in the
I think the
playoffs.
defense is a championship defense, but they get so lackluster once they realize they have a lead.
That's what I'm saying.
And also-
we give up the most leads.
And
in that
also-
The
game.
defense can never get content. They can't get content until they're in the
what
locker room popping
happens- what
champagne.
happens-
It's just like MSJ football.
What?
All right, bro.
That's crazy.
That is an insane take.
What happens is the offense goes into shutdown mode and they just run the ball 3 times and then
Right.
they get shut into a 3rd and long where you have to throw deep. And Lamar Jackson, he's good at throwing deep, but that's not his specialty.
I agree.
I'm
And then that
still
puts the
talking.
defense in
Thank
an odd
you very
position.
much.
Even said that was his not his specialty.
Yeah.
I saw something on Instagram this week that said I need to work on deeper passes.
Right. And
Right.
and then your defense has to come out on the field more and they get more tired and they're playing more and the offense
It's a breakdown in the fourth quarter. That's
Right,
what it leads
that's
to.
what
It just leads to
happens.
that.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue. Once you get Lamar into a point where he needs to throw the ball deep, a defense knows that and they'll figure that out.
Right.
Also, that when Lamar shines is when you think he's going to run and you have your defense up on him and he can make a play.
Right.
Because we've all seen it when he rolls out and he makes that across the field throw to Andrews or Flowers. That's when he's really good.
Right.
But I agree that if you can get the Ravens to go run the ball 2-3 times because they're up, that's how you're going to stop them because we don't have the running back to make those 10 yards every single time.
Right.
Keaton Mitchell, our running backs are good, but we don't have that running back who averages 3-4 yards per carry to get the first down.
especially with the offensive line going down in that game.
Can I make a hot take real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Lamar Jackson will go down before the playoffs, and he will miss the playoffs. I think. Listen. They have ran the ball with Lamar Jackson more and more every week. Right.
It almost happened 1 year.
It almost happens every year.
Every year.
It's an issue.
I think.
happen
Look,
every year, really.
watch the Ravens game. I bet he stays in the pocket. He makes his passes. He goes through his reads. He'll throw the ball away. First half. Second half, he's gonna feel the need to do something with the ball.
Yeah.
They're gonna run more read options, and Lamar's gonna keep it even if it's not there. He's gonna fight for that extra yard. He's gonna take a hit.
You know, I haven't even
He's
more
gonna
hot
get
take.
blowed. At the.
Hold on, we're running out of time. I want to hear Jack's hot take.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen tonight. I think it's going to happen tonight. The Bengals and the Ravens go at each other like
That's a terrible take.
it's like
No clue what he's talking
Lamar
about.
Jackson.
bottom line. They go at each other like they hate each other. When I see Hendrickson and these guys on the D line,
Least rivals in the division.
no, but when they play, there's something about it. You just wouldn't know because you're a Browns fan. You don't know anything about rivalries because you suck. But the Ravens, when we play
Obviously,
a
they
team
don't suck that much
like
because-
the
Right,
Bengals.
what does that make you?
Just listen. When you play a team like the Bengals and you have Hendrickson and these big linemen who come across, they want to kill Lamar. So I think tonight he better be careful. And our line is struggling, and I'm just saying, if he rolls out,
Stanley might be out too.
I heard Stanley,
He
it's
is
just a
out.
day-to-day
He
thing.
is out.
And if he's
And Morgan Moses.
We won't
isn't
know. We
playing.
won't know.
What's the deal about Morgan Moses? What's the deal about Morgan Moses? Both the tackles out.
All right. Really quick, we got to get through this. NFL updates. I'm just going to blow through these. Watson's out for the season with a shoulder injury. Horrible news. The Browns are probably going to lose. We already knew that. They're not good anyways. The Bills, fire OC. We already went over that. CeeDee Lamb, best receiver, tweeted that. That's a joke. That's ridiculous. He hasn't played anybody good. Trayvon Diggs says Stephon needs to get.
Wait. Can we just rewind what he just said there? CeeDee Lamb has not played anybody good. It's not the Cowboys' year.
You don't listen. This is the issue. You don't listen. I'm explaining to you. They don't play good teams this year. That's why I think it's their year. Usually the Cowboys are hit with a hard schedule, and that's why they suck and they don't make the playoffs. This year they're
They
gonna
do
be able to
make
get
the playoffs.
Listen though,
That is why they
they're
get past in the
9-8.
first round.
They're 9-8 every year, but this year they're going to be a team that can actually get 9, 10, 11, 12. They don't have a schedule, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, if they don't have a schedule and they make it to the playoffs,
They're going to
be done quick.
I know, but I think they might be able to get it out the first round this year. That's my take. My take is not they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's a joke. They're going to make it out of the first round this year. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
All
can we
right.
just acknowledge that you said they were going to win the Super Bowl earlier?
I did not say that. We cannot roll that clip. All right. Playoff picture. Chiefs, Ravens, Jags, Dolphins. I think that's good. I don't think that's going to change, to be honest with you. Maybe Jags, Dolphins switch. AFC wild card. Steelers, Browns, Texans. I think the Texans are going to overcome that and get there and get into the playoffs.
I think the Browns are not going to end up in that.
Yeah,
I think the Browns. We can all agree that.
I think the Bengals will sneak in.
Unless you're right about the Dorian
Unless
Thompson.
I'm right about Dorian Thompson-Robinson, which I am. So come back to me when that happens.
The Bengals will sneak in. The Browns will be out.
NFC, Eagles, Lions, Niners, Saints.
Real quick, AFC wild card. I'm going to go hot take here. I think the Broncos sneak in.
That is a crazy take.
That's a good. I think that's good.
That's a good controversial
I think
take.
the Broncos
Check
sneak
me that
in.
take. Russell Wilson is a sneaky.
Or actually, it's either going to be the Broncos or the
Little
Raiders.
guy.
The Raiders. I think the Raiders with the new interim head coach. I think
Now that is a horrific take. Worst take of the day.
I mean, they're 2-0 with the new coach, and they.
Worst take of the day. Oh yeah, Russell Wilson is amazing. I think they're getting in there. Russell Wilson has seriously shown what he can do when he has a team that's
When he
surrounded
handles
by
the ball
him.
well.
What?
When he handles the ball well.
When he handles the ball well and he knows who he's throwing to, I mean, what the circumstances he's under, can we agree? He should not be doing that good. Nobody. Jerry Jeudy is his number one receiver, and he doesn't even want to play there. And he's making things happen.
Cortland Sutton's a dog too.
But do you know the Broncos have beat they're on a 3-game win streak. They beat the Chiefs.
I know that's. I literally just said that.
I know. But what were the 3 that they beat? Because they were contenders.
Chiefs.
They just beat someone this
The Bills.
Bills, Chiefs, Bills, and
I don't know who else they.
and one other decent team. I forget who it was. But they're on a 3-game win streak. I think they're going to get hot. Bears' future with Fields. I'm not really sure about that. We're just going to see.
He's gonna play
I
this
think they're
week.
going to draft Caleb Williams.
And they beat the Packers.
But if he gets hurt again, they're going to draft Caleb Williams. Mac Jones benched. Guy's not Tom Brady. I don't know what Bill Belichick is thinking. Just because he looks like him does not mean he can throw like him. Bill Belichick, I think he's got to go, to be honest. That's it. We're going to end it off there. Love to see you next week. Thank you for watching. Our special guest will hopefully be here again. Gabe, I'm definitely going to be here. Gabe's going to be here. Quinn's going to be here. We'll see you next week.